Hi there, it's Kevin with Rogue Deck Builder. Here with another Flesh and Blood video. I don't know how well you guys like Flesh and Blood videos, but it's been a while since I've done Flesh and Blood, and I've been putting off this video to showcase Uprising. Now, Flesh and Blood is something that I definitely want to get back into. Been busy with other stuff, kind of died here at my local scene. I don't know how well Flesh and Blood. Let me know at your store how well this has been holding up. The numbers don't lie, though. The tournaments are still doing very, very well. They're still pulling in over 1,000 on all of these tournaments are doing, which is extremely well. I know that Flesh and Blood is going through some kind of, I don't know, growing pains as far as trying to find a nice little equilibrium with creating enough product to where stores will have enough, but also not falling into the trap of where speculators buy it all up and then hoard it all, and then it causes a reprint, and then no one can play. It's just a mess when those type of people. I warned people about this. Everything I predicted about Flesh and Blood has come true, where the speculators were going to ruin the game with trying to take 25, 30 years like Pokemon and Magic has seen and try to condense it into 2-3 years of FOMO of missing out on some Black Lotus down the road. So yeah, prices have just absolutely been crushed for cold foils and for sealed product, and a lot of people lost a lot of money on this game, but I think it will recover because the game has legs. It's a good game. It's an extremely good game. What it doesn't have going for it, which I warned out at the very beginning, was it doesn't have that deck building or collectability. So Pokemon has this massive collectability, where if you actually look at Pokemon, it's the most nonsensical thing ever, because there's rarely booster packs that make over their EV, so their expected value for booster pack, but it still continues to sell and sell and sell, and you have so much nostalgia, and people just love the brand so much that Pokemon can just sell itself regardless of the utility in the Pokemon. So what it doesn't have also is the strong utility that Magic does. What I mean by that is that most Magic cards, the majority of Magic cards, can see play somewhere in some sort of format, whether it be casual, whether it be commander, whether it be, you know, constructed. That most rares, the utility value of Magic is huge, and it still does have that brand recognition and collectability. Where Flesh and Blood is super good is it is a fun game. It is a really, really unique game of how it plays out. It's a very clean game of how it plays out. It definitely has a meta, and it definitely has that competitive scene and whatnot. What it does not have, though, is a lot of the utility, which as far as being flexibility with playing cards and building various decks. There usually will be a card that, what I like to kind of compare with Flesh and Blood is like everything is a Doomblade. Like you'll have like 7 Doomblades, but they'll be slightly different. So Terror versus Doomblade versus Ultimate Price versus, you know, all the 2 mana destroy something. But eventually one of them, as you can see in like a modern deck or a Pioneer deck, one of them is going to outshine the rest of them. And that's the one that's going to be put in decks. And unfortunately, this is kind of what happens with Flesh and Blood, that, you know, 1 out of the 7 ones is the one that actually sees the play, and the other ones are just kind of, yeah, they're very redundant and never do see play. So a lot of cards are like that, a lot of tit for tat type cards. So this is a game that attacks back and forth and whatnot. So there are plenty of videos out there talking about Flesh and Blood. I'm a huge fan of it. I still consider it my second favorite game. I was a kind of a Debbie Downer for a while. Thought it was just kind of boring and meh, but as I played it more, the more and more I gained an appreciation for this game. And it is kind of cool as far as deck building is concerned, about scratching that itch. Yeah, you don't get to play a lot of like I have been able to find like, oh, I'm going to try to make this weapon work. I'm going to try to make this character that isn't played this particular way work before. So there is that itch of like brewing. But where the itch really gets scratched, if you like to fine-tune decks and like to find the ultimate 60 cards to put in a deck or whatever, Flesh and Blood is really good at that. It's all about basically finding the most efficient way to play your character. And so if you're into that, if you're really into the kind of that sort of strategy, then Flesh and Blood could be a game for you. So first of all, let's just go ahead and crack these. I'm not going to crack these because I have an opened one. We'll just open it here. I think people can actually, if you are a patron, I can sell these in sets. So you just can buy the 2 sets together rather than buy the entire case. I don't know how much that will cost. I'm not sure what they're going for at the moment. But this Flesh and Blood, I believe, only does come with these 2 new characters, which is going to be Dromai and Faye, and one is going to be a ninja, a draconic ninja. So the ability that they, or the class that they added on this one, is draconic, or the type. I don't know what they call the tribe. It's draconic, and then illusionist and ninja. So ninja we've had before, illusionist we've had some before. I think it's the 3rd illusionist and the 4th ninja, something like that. And we'll go ahead and crack these and showcase what they have in the Blitz decks. And I'll add it to my Blitz collection. I got a nice little like battle box of all the Blitz decks that have come out. in the past sets, and so if I ever want to just pick up a quick game, I have unaltered decks ready to go, which is kind of fun about Blitz. If you're not really looking to get into this game big time, the Blitz decks are a good way to do it. So this is a cool character. Because this ninja says you may start the game with a Phoenix Flame in your graveyard. Once per turn, return Phoenix Flame from your graveyard to your hand. This ability costs 1 less for each Draconic Chain Link you control. So I guess if you get a nice little chain going, you can get back the Phoenix Flame. It's a difficulty only of a 2 to play this guy. So the Phoenix Flame is just a 2. If you control 2 more Draconic Chain Links, it gets +1 and go again. So it's a 0 cost. So I'm thinking you're trying to chain off and get a free attack with the Phoenix Flame, which is very similar to what Ninja's trying to do. They try to go for these big chain links to just try to do some efficiency with them. And then we have the Searing Ember Blade. If you control 2 or more Draconic Chains, it gains go again. Yep, that's probably what it does. And then it's got some cool little cards to go with it. And I got the nice little Rise Up as the specialization. If Rise Up is played as a Chain Link 4 or higher, it has Dominate and plus X, where X is twice the number of Phoenix Flames you control. So yeah, it really wants to get those Phoenix Flames going. And then it can hit with Dominate, which means it can only be blocked by or reacted to by one. No, blocked by one defense. I need to freshen up on my Flesh and Blood knowledge. It's been a long time since I played. It's been since Monarch since I played, so I've missed quite a bit of content here. But yeah, pretty cool. Like the artwork on this ninja, and it does have some. Probably it looks like a lot of these are just like specific Draconic Ninja, so it didn't add any just like basic ninja actions here. They could go with other stuff, just generic attacks, huh? Alrighty, so there you have it with that one. I'll have to sleeve that bad boy up and give it a whirl. And then next up we have Dromai, which is an illusionist, which I know one of the illusionists Prism did really well in the competitive scene for quite a while. So illusionists typically defend big and attack big. And they can be, at least Prism can be definitely customized. And so when you pitch a red card, create an Ash token. So whenever you pitch red cards, so usually typically red cards do not want to be pitched because they only add 1 energy. If you played a red card this turn, dragons you control have go again while attacking. So it must be playing like Dragon Illusions or something. And there is a Ash token. So I have a bunch of those. And we have a Dragon Ally, which is an Arcane Barrier, so it probably wants to attack with these dragons, is how it works. And yeah, kind of cool. Kind of cool idea for it. So this one was also just a 2 to play? Nope. It is, doesn't have it on there. No difficulty on this one? Or did we miss it on one of these tokens? Probably, oh, there it is. It is a 4.5 difficulty to play this illusionist, apparently. A 4.5. Alright, so, yep. Got the red hot. It played in Chain Link 4 or higher, so that must be a theme to this. When you attack with it, reveal the top X cards of your deck, where X the number of Draconic Chain Links, and deal damage equal to the number of red cards revealed this way. So this one probably wants, oh, look at that. Yeah, look at the majority of red. Just red, 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 red to generate some energy. So I wonder if this is a deck that would actually want those potions that you can put out early to give you energy for later turns for big attacks. So again, Flesh and Blood has some really good brewing aspects to it. It is a very, very good game. I was a Debbie Downer for it for a while, kind of thinking it didn't have legs, or I think it was just like, typically I don't like to get into the hype because how many games have been hyped before and then just fail, like kind of like Force of Will type stuff. But this game actually did stick with me. Again, I wish I could get a local scene going for Flesh and Blood. Kind of died out pretty quickly. One of the problems I've had with Flesh and Blood 2 is it seems like the Magic has-beens were the ones that got into it. So what I mean by that is the people that quit Magic or were just kind of disenfranchised with Magic and were looking for something else. They got into Flesh and Blood, and typically those people don't really stick with stuff for very long anyway. If they quit Magic, they're going to quit, with the same tenacity that they quit Magic. They'll quit, other games when it gets kind of stale and old, and then move on to something else. So that's kind of been our problem with our scene here, is that seemed to happen. So let's go ahead and crack this box and see what we get. I'll kind of go through the cards pretty quickly here, since this video is already at 10 minutes, and people probably just want to see there aren't cold foils in this, are there? I think maybe there are. Maybe there won't be rainbow foils. So it has 2 tokens in this, and let's see where the rares are at here. So get to the good stuff. So the rares looks like they're 4 cards down to the rares, and right off the bat we get a foil. Is this our bad boy here? I'm not sure if that's a cold foil or whatnot. Or what is this considered? The Ghostly Touch Illusionist Equipment. That is pretty cool. I'll go ahead and get this in a sleeve here. I'll just showcase these. I hate these things. These are from Game Genic. These are the hard sleeves. Hard perfect fit sleeves. Do I even dare put one in here? Let's try a regular card and see what it's like. They are so tight. Look how tight that is. That is a tight fit for the perfect fit hard sleeves. I don't know. Maybe they're not as bad as... I tried to put a mat... Oh, gee, yeah. Trying to get it out. It's like bends the card. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. Have to be super, super careful with these. Oh, let's use a regular perfect fit. There's a regular perfect fit as I make a mess on my table. So the Ghostly Touch. We get the very first card. Is such a hit with that L. L is one of the highest. Yeah, the highest rarity. Hit it first pack. Is that basically we have a just stop now and call it good? Up, we found a legendary that's not gonna go here. Man, I had some good lucks with packs lately. What I opened up on my last stuff was Renin 6 from Double Masters Borderless foil, $140 or something like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We have the Sigil of Permafrost. Hey, an M. Not sure the M rarity. They kind of sometimes they do S's, sometimes they do M's and just rares. When it hits a hero, they lose life equal to the number of cards in their hand. Okay, so it's kind of like forcing. It's a 0 cost. That's pretty good. It's just forcing him to defend out with this Vipox. Kind of cool. I wonder how much this sees play. Kind of cool ability with it. Yeah, and I think it just goes to. Well, they're kind of nice to us. You don't have to like look at the rest of the cards. You can just chuck them down and after you open up the first 4 and call it good. And this is my first one. Yep, I think it was. And we will just pull out the M's that we've hit. So we'll pull out the M's and the L's, because in this rares are basically like uncommons. In this, there are a few rares, some price tag, but usually they don't. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We have the Findel's Fighting Spirit, and we get a double strike, and we have our foil rare, be the Succumb to Winter. And yep, doesn't look like there is anything back there. So I don't like this box opening. I don't know if people want to actually see the cards here. I know it's kind of an older set at this point. There's always 2 promo or tokens on the back. Maybe you need a lot of tokens for this set. And then we go to a Dampen. Deals 4 arcane damage to any target. So there is stuff in here. So the Blitz decks they must have done. Let's go. Oh, man, I really need to look at this. So there's still Dramai. Let's see if we see any other characters. Maybe there's added cards that work with other stuff. Added just 2 heroes, but then added cards. Or is there going to be... Let's see. That is a Draconic Illusionist weapon and a Wizard weapon. So maybe there is a Wizard in this set. We'll have to wait and see. I guess we'll check it out. Again, sorry about not knowing about Flesh and Blood. It's been a while since I played the game. And then we have an Invoke Mirage. And a foil M. Which is an ice action. So yeah, ice. Ice looks like it goes with the couple sets before. So this is kind of a hybrid set, maybe adding new cards for cards. Yeah, then there's Elemental Wizards. Maybe there is an Elemental Wizard in this, besides the Draconic one. But that'd be kind of weird to draft. Someone explain to me in the comment section how the set works. How it works with maybe it should be. This one didn't have any tokens in it. Okay, it's got a list card, huh? A placeholder. Is that the different characters? I don't know. Interesting. There's Cracked Bobble. So that's what we got instead of the tokens. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have the Rise from the Ashes, as well as an Insidious Chill. Man, we are hitting the M's like crazy here. Hitting the M's. Whoop. Putting those in the wrong. So we've had 4 M's and a L legendary. So 4 Majestics and so there's probably no S's in this format. So another wizard weapon, and then still the Draconic Illusionist. And that must be a Phoenix Flame. I thought it was gonna be a Cracked Bauble there. Okay, so we have Sift, which is a rare, and Icehall Weatherbane. And nothing. So I wonder if this Ghostly Touch was a hit or not. All right, so next up we have Engulfing Flame Wave and Invoke Chrome. Invoke Chrome. And then, yeah, see, it's Elemental Wizard, Elemental Wizard, Draconic Ninja, Draconic Illusionist. There is the Fey Young Hero. Maybe we'll find a wizard in here. Yeah, there's a bunch of different characters in this set, actually. Typically, when you draft it, there should be enough tokens for people just to choose one. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. The Mounting Anger, which a lot of people have had about Flesh and Blood. The Transmorgify. And why was I thinking this was a card that existed with Prism? Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking something else. And a Trade-In. And then we have the Phoenix Flame and the, again, this checklist card as our tokens. So you get some tokens in the back too, or kind of placeholder cards, or this Phoenix Flame, which you're supposed to start with if you're a all right, so I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so we have a Rise Up again and a Dampen, which we've seen both those cards, and then a Rise from Ashes for our foil. Yep, and we've seen those two before. Next up we have a mess that I'm making with all the cards waste. So we have 2 rares, and the Arctic Incarceration is the foil. And there we go. Yep, I knew there had to be something. There's this Icelander, so is an elemental hero here. So there's at least one other hero that exists in this set. Which now, looking at this, that makes more sense. Is there an ice? Is there one in here? No, that's something else. No. This is just a Dominia. Okay, this doesn't have the names of the characters. I thought it did for a second, but that isn't definitely saying Dominia, not Dromai. Okay, so we have Scar for a Scar got reprinted, I guess. I remember that card from another Flesh and Blood set. Oh, now our luck has definitely ran out. We are just getting a bunch of ours. So Ice Wizard. Okay, there's those. So I guess there is the Ice wants to play against the Fire, the Draconic stuff. All right, so see for those M's again. Let's grab not an M. We got another Rise from Ashes, another Flex. Flex is what I do, is I try to flex in the camera, and I'm off camera like a scrub. On to the next one. And we have Flex again. Definitely wants me to flex, which is my favorite activity. And there's another Spreading Flames. Do we get a Spreading Flames? Nope, that's our first Spreading Flames. And an Ice Bolt as the foil. So yeah, I really started off strong with this box, and now it's just completely ran dry with our pulls. I guess we just did get an M just barely, so what am I complaining about? There we go. There's another Evoke Tumultai. Legendary. You can only have one in your deck. Cool. Target Ash you control into Tumultai. Transform, go again. And so yeah, so it turns into Tumultai, so there's going to be a token somewhere that works with it. Alrighty. Then we have up next there is 2 tokens. Let's go for another M. Nope, just an Ice Eternal and a Transmorgify. And nothing for the foil. So it seems like these foils are better quality, though. No warping so far. There were a few sets that did have some pretty terrible warping, and I'm in an area that has absolutely terrible warping with our low humidity. We have big humidity swings and changes here in this area, so go from no humidity to tons of humidity. Hey, wow, was that different? That came off the back. Is that is just a, is that a cold foil? That came in the token slot. That does look like a cold foil. So this Glacial Horns, I'm glad I checked it. So I might have to go back and check some of these other packs. Is this just a regular foil, or is that a cold foil? because that's usually what they do with their cold foiling process. So we'll put that here, the glacial horns. So I wonder if this, oops, I'm trying to use these terrible hard perfect fits again. We'll have my good perfect fits. Already lost them. There they are. So yeah, that one, yeah, huh. That's interesting. I'll have to check the back cards then from now on to see exactly what's going on. And we get these two rares and just a regular foil. So yeah, this box definitely was a very good box if that's the case, if that's a cold foil. I'm not sure how these generic equipments go. If this like Glacial Horns actually sees play or not, if it's a good card, who knows. So yeah, we'll go ahead and check these backs now from the back two cards to see if there's a foil hide to the back. Usually you don't get 2 per box, so that's our 15th Transmorgify, and our Sift is, you know, been hitting a lot of Sifts there. And look at that, 2 Read the Ripples right in a row. Alrighty, so again, really good box. Next up we have the Waning Moon. This card again. Cold Snap. That is the name of a Magic set. Scar for Scar again. And we have the Friendle's Fighting Spirit. Friendle's Fighting Spirit. And the Mounting Anger. And just a foil equipment. That is so subtle. It's foily, but it doesn't have nearly the action the rest of them does, which is just going to be irregular. Yeah. So I wonder if that's where the slot is for the cold foil. It's going to be in the place of a token. Alrighty, next up we have a Sigil of Permafrost again, and a Fog Down. There's another M there, and an Aether Ice Javelin, another duplicate right in a row, and nothing in the back. Never heard of having 2 cold foils in the same box before. Sure, it can happen with some, missed shifting of boxes. Nothing here. And then we got another Rise from the Ashes. And Invoke Asvolia. So it transforms into Asvolia. So it must have a lot of those bigger dragons that are just ash dragons, but a little stronger. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it works. I'm trying to figure out as I go. And nothing in the back here. We got 4 more packs to go. Been a pretty solid box. If you'd like to sponsor a box opening, that's something we can do as well. I can definitely open these up on a live stream and talk Flesh and Blood with you. I'll have to find some time to hang out again. I kind of miss the live streams we used to do and just take questions and kind of shoot the breeze. We got a Rewind, which is a magic card. Rewind. As an M. So quite a few M's in this box. Again, it all depends on the set of how rare actual M's versus R's are. But in this set, of course, it doesn't seem like they're terribly rare for pulling this many. So there's our back again. And we'll go down 4 cards to the good stuff. And Rapid Reflex. And Rise from the Ashes again. And we have a Strategic Planning. Wow, they're just like taking all the magic names. And a Brain Freeze. A magic card again. I don't know if there's been an Icebind. But man. Funny. Okay, so there is both the heroes there. And we go to Strategic Planning again. And Dampen, which I believe is also a magic card name. No Ice Bolt yet, right? Has there been an Ice Bolt in Magic? I'm not sure there has been. Which is funny, because isn't that like a D&D card, Ice Bolt? So next D&D set there will be one. Or D&D ability. Again, I don't play much D&D to actually know. Yeah, I believe there's just the 3 characters. Correct me if I'm wrong here. That's kind of crazy with this set. Last pack here. Let's see if we can end on a hot streak here. Which we do with a Combustion Point with another M. So, and another foil rare with a Transmorgify. So there you got it. That's what we ended up with. So we have this L, which of course is a hit. Huge hit with the Ghostly Touch. Huge hit with that Glacial Horns. Believe that's a cold foil. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 8 mythics and a foil mythic here. Or majestic. I'm going to always say mythic with M's being kind of similar to that in Magic. This is kind of like more like your rare, a little more than a rare. and the rares are kind of like uncommons with Magic the Gathering. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video with the Flesh and Blood. I'll keep opening up as long as people are interested in this. If you haven't tried the game, I definitely think you should give it a try. It's a great game. It's been Kevin with Rogue Deck Builder. Thanks for watching.